first win at Marquette, first home win. What was that moment like after the game at center court when the players all gather around you to celebrate?
Truthfully, I forgot. I was like, why is Hallie hugging me right now? I think as coaches, you're just so I'm just so focused, and I'm just thinking about the team, and I'm thinking about how we want to grow and where we want to be. It wasn't honestly really on my mind until Hallie gave me a big hug at half court, and I thought, oh, yeah, this is really special. For me, to be honest, it was more special when I came out initially. Just the feeling of walking out to a familiar place, the place is packed. It was very emotional. It was really hard for me to keep my composure. Just to be back at a place that I always would have loved to come back to, and to just be like, wow, I'm in this moment, I'm in these shoes that I always wished I had. That was kind of more emotional for me than the actual win.
You guys closed the game out in a 23-0 run. Throughout the whole game, you're down in the glass, down in the paint. What was that like, just closing out the game strongly?
Well, I challenged our kids in the third quarter. I thought we kind of let up a little bit and got a little complacent, and that was obviously their best quarter. And so I challenged them that, ultimately this is about us and our journey and where we're trying to go and who we're trying to be. And the score is just data for us at this point. And I thought that they responded really well to that and came out and, again, just made it about us and tried to execute better. Beating them in transition was a key to the game. And I thought we just wore them down. Able to get those transition buckets in that fourth quarter was huge for us.
People kind of pointed to Skylar as a player who could have a breakout season this year. 14 and 8 for her today. What did you see out of her?
Well, hopefully we just saw what we'll see on a consistent basis. For her, we have to also remember, the expectations for Skylar are so high, but she hasn't played a ton of meaningful basketball here. And so that's hard when you take a kid who's just a sophomore and put all these expectations on her. And, her second game of her sophomore year, playing the 23rd ranked team in the country. So I think for some of it, we have to temper our expectations and allow her the grace and the time to get into that role. But I was really pleased with her in terms of just her focus. I think from the start of the game, she was focused. Obviously, a concern we've had with her is her turnovers. And I thought she started the game really focused on her footwork and did the right thing. So, my hope is it's just a game she can build on.
Skylar mentioned that they're a pretty good offensive rebounding team coming into this game. You tripled them up on the glass. What kind of emphasis did you put on rebounding in this one? Yeah,
we knew they averaged 12 boards a game, which is better than us. So certainly that was a key for us to keep them off the boards. We're not pleased that we gave up 6-0 boards in the first half. And I challenged them, challenged our kids, we can't let that happen. And only giving up 3-0 boards in the second half was huge for us.
Did they have these MPS games when you were an assistant? Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, they're great. They're great. We look forward to this game. I mean, my voice is crushed, and I'm pretty sure they didn't hear anything I said in timeouts. But no, we're thankful for MPS for coming. And I told the girls before the game, we have to understand this game is not about just us. This is also about the responsibility and the privilege that we have to be role models to these young people. I mean, some of these kids, this is their first time on a college campus. This is their first time in this atmosphere. It's our responsibility to just show them what they can be and what they can strive for. And that was important to our girls tonight. That's why they wanted to go up and shake as many hands of kids as they could after the game.
How do you want to see the team build off of this?
I hope just some confidence. I mean, we knew our two openers were going to be really tough games for us. And we did a lot of good things in those games, certainly on the defensive end. For us, we need to grow in our cohesion and our chemistry on the offensive end. And I think this was a game where we were able to obviously get multiple people in double figures, have 22 assists. I thought we moved the ball better. And so I think that's the most important thing for us is developing that chemistry, developing that cohesion, and improving our confidence. We're getting some really good shots. They're not going down all the time like we want right now, but it's going to come, and we have to just stay consistent in what we're doing.
You started Mason over Bediako today. What went into that switch?
There were a lot of things, to be quite frank with you. We had a long week of practice, and there were some things that happened this week, honestly, that I wasn't really pleased with. And some of that is sometimes I say we're a young team. That's not the right word. We're an inexperienced team. And it's hard when you play 2 games and you have a week off, just understanding, we're trying to be our best and stack our days every single day. And I thought we had a let-off this week, and I told them, okay, well then we'll just redo the starting lineup. And they got an opportunity to fight back for their spots, and I thought Jaden earned it. I thought she earned it this week, not just this week, but certainly at the end of the week. I thought she provided a great spark for us in that starting lineup.